Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Time to take that walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews. This has been in the fridge for a little while. I thought I would get this one out and do this one. This one is a beer that was sent to me by Scott. This is Mass Hysteria. Human sacrifice, cats and dogs living together. Beer aged in rum barrels, and this is classified as a Hefeweizen, which is a wheat beer. So not a lot of reviews on this particular beer. I don't think they have a big circulation, evidently. Rate Beer only has 3 guys that have commented or reviewed this beer, and there are a few more than that on Beer Advocate. Let me double check these numbers. There are 7 on the Beer Advocate site, so not a lot of reviews on this particular version of this beer. So we'll see where this one ends up. But Scott, thanks again for sending me this one. I do appreciate it. Sorry it's taken me a little while to get around to it. This is a big beer according to what they have here. It says 8% alcohol by volume on the bottle. Beer Advocate says it's 11.40. And Rate Beer says it's 8%. So Rate Beer has got the numbers correct. Evidently they have done this beer before, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know where they come up with the 11% numbers on this one. This is brewed by Coastal Extreme Brewing Company. They're out of Newport, Rhode Island. Let me read the commercial description. With a focus on citrusy hops from the southern hemisphere and an oak barrel finish, this double IPA is just a thing to get hysterical about if you're into that sort of thing. While it is unlikely this beer will inspire chaos on the magnitude of a wide paranormal outbreak from the 80s movie, we do hope you are excited as we are about this special brew. Well, they're calling it an Imperial Double IPA, and Beer Advocate is calling it a Hefeweizen. So I don't know what glass to frickin' use here, guys. Somebody's got their... they're calling it the Newport Storm 14, which is not what this is. Mass Hysteria. There's the right label. American Double Imperial IPA. I've got the freaking wrong glass here, guys. Let me grab the right glass. I'll be right back. Alright, I think I got all my damn ducks in a row now. Have you had one of them days? I think I'm having one now. Feels like a Monday, and it's definitely not a Monday. Alright, I think I've got all my ducks in a row, guys. Newport Storm Mass Hysteria. Imperial Double IPA, 8%. Citrusy hops from the southern hemisphere and an oak barrel finish. And it does say right on here, beer aged in rum barrels. So that's why I'm thinking it might be a little tasty. I do like these beers. Normally stouts and porters that are aged in oak and bourbon or rum barrels. This is an IPA that's done in rum barrels, so we'll see what this brings. I'm not exactly sure. That would lend something to the beer that would be tasty. We're about to find out, though. So if you're into that sort of thing, while it's unlikely this beer will inspire chaos on the magnitude of citywide paranormal outbreak from the 80s movie, We hope you're as excited about it as we are about this special brew. I don't have the IBUs on this particular beer, and like I said earlier, I don't think it's got a big distribution because I've not seen it around here. And the food pairings is your typical double IPAs. Instead of your curried and your Thai cuisine, it's going to be your barbecue. Cheeses are peppery, the same cheeses, pepper, Monterey peppery. If I could talk, boy, this is really going downhill quick. Pepper jack, sharp blue, cheddar, your more pungent cheeses, gorgonzola, limburger. And I haven't had but one beer today. The meat is game, grilled meat, and salmon. The glassware is snifter tulip oversized wine glass. I got my parish tulip glasses, I call it. And according to them, it says it can be sold for long periods under the proper conditions. I wouldn't do that. And I don't even know if it has a date on it. And it does have the price tag on it. This bomber costs $8.39, which is a little on the pricey side. But considered it's an 8%, it's going to cost a little bit more. But for $8.39, I'm hoping it's going to be tasty. And the description on the side of the bottle is what I just read you on the commercial description. So let's get the cap off this bad boy and give it in the glass and see what we got. A few openers still left, guys. I had a few people ask me about the oranges and the red ones. They've been on back order for quite a while. So as soon as they're available and I place another order, I will get some orange and red ones. But in the meantime, there's the colors that are available now. Had a big run on them last month for the Christmas season. That pour gives us about a finger and a half of head over into the light. A nice dark amber copper tone color. Very good looking beer in the glass. I've had some really good beers from the New England area here lately, so I'm hoping this is going to go right in line with those. Let's get a nose on it. Leaving a lot to be desired for a double IPA as far as the hop aroma. I'm getting a little bit more malt than I am the hops, which leads me to think that the beer may be a little older than it should be for an IPA, for a double IPA. And a lot of these beers that are sent to me, I mean, some of them have been on the end of their shelf life, and with the beers I have to review, so sometimes it's hard for me to get them right up that week or whatever. I don't want to make excuses. I appreciate everything everybody sends to me, so I usually try to judge a beer for what it is and for how old it is. So if it's out of date, it's not going to have that massive hop aroma that we, as hopheads, like to have. So kind of malty, a lot of caramel, a lot of toffee. Nice citrusy, floral kind of herbal smell. I don't think this is as fresh as it should be to be reviewed, but we're going to find out. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Scott. Thank you, sir. A little bit of pine. I'm not getting any of this rum. Maybe it'll come out once it warms up a little bit to room temperature. Strong on the bitterness on the back end, which most double IPAs are pretty large in the IBUs. They're usually up above 80 or so in the double IPAs. I hope it gets better as it warms up. It's not blowing my hair back right now, guys. Well, let me take this as a bomber, a 22 ouncer. Let me pour the other half for her, and we'll come back and do the final chug. I'm going to sip on it in probably about 30 minutes or so and see what we end up with. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, I'm back. Got just a little left. Very unique beer. Very citrusy, very grapefruity, very malty. The beer, I think, is a little past its prime. There is no date on the bottle. I have looked. I don't see anything written on the bottle anywhere. Very unique taste on this one. Let's do the final chug. A lot of grapefruit in this beer. A lot of bitterness on the back end too. Very different. Very different for a double or an imperial IPA. It does have a hot presence to it, but just not my cup of tea on this one. This one didn't do a lot for me. Would like to see a date on there so we'd know exactly, you know, when it was put in the bottle and whether it was fresh or old or what we're judging or rating here, guys. So very, very different kind of IPA as far as I'm concerned. But decent. I do think it's above average beer, but I don't think it's quite to the A category, guys. I'm gonna give this a 6, which is a B. Decent beer, but very different taste for an IPA to me. Heavy grapefruit bitterness on this one to me. I mean, it was just overly bitter grapefruit to me. That's what I was getting on this beer. So, with that being said, over to Beer Advocate, they say 78, which is in their okay range. If I was putting a numeric rating on this, it would probably be about an 83 to 85, somewhere in that area. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer said no score, requires more ratings. They've only got 3 people that have posted comments on this beer. So very different. I would like to know how old the beer is on an IPA, so I know whether I'm judging or reviewing a beer that's fresh or old or whatever. And there's nothing on the bottle, so it is what it is. It gets a B from me on this one, guys. If you've had this one from it says Newport Storm, but it's Coastal Extreme Brewing out of Newport, Rhode Island. This is their Mass Hysteria. Let me know what you think, guys. Let's take that walk tomorrow and see what's in the fridge. See you then.